Hey everyone, this is Professor Davis. I'm making a short video. I don't know how long it's going to be. For question number one in English 102 about the best way to achieve academic success in college. And this is going to cover both essay one and essay two. And I'm going to start off with a couple of windows open. I have a Google Doc open so that I can record quotes if I find any good quotes or sources, even if I don't find the quotes. I have refseek.com open because this is a good place to find sources. I have scholar.google.com, Google Scholar open, and Google. I also have my CCP open because we need three academic sources from the CCP databases for essay one, and I think it's more for essay two. So I'm going to start by going to the Student Services tab over on the left-hand menu. I'm going to click on Library. If you want to do tutoring, that's where you get the tutoring. I'm going to go to the library though, and it's going to take me to a sum and search page. I'm also going to go over here and open this up. That's databases, A through Z database list. I'm going to go back here because mainly I'll find stuff right here. And I'm going to start with Google. And I put in a Google search, not because I want to find sources in Google, but because I want to find keywords in Google, because I can't ask questions in the academic databases in the same way that I can for Google. And I want to get words that I can search to help me find sources in the academic databases to find those harder sources that are required for the essays. And so I said, how can I be successful in college? And I put the word skills. It says, learn to prioritize tasks, set realistic goals, well-structured schedule to maximize productivity. So here's a source, 15 soft skills for college readiness. I'm going to go down to this one I already looked at because I know it's offers good stuff. First thing it says time management. So I'm going to go over to Google Scholar and I'm going to put in what are the keys to academic achievement for success in college? Has a source on defining, has a literature review. It's going to give me other information that I can use. RefSeek, did I do that? I put keys to academic achievement or success. Here's one from 7 Tips. Let's see, is that the one I wanted? Time management, yeah. So the source from Google and also RefSeek says time management. So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to put in time management and college or university or higher education and academic success or academic achievement. Because I cannot put in the question, you know? Okay. It's 879 results. Not all of these are going to be available online. See, a lot of those would have been dead ends. So I clicked over here on this limiter, full text online, and I'm going to click scholarly peer review. I'm looking at these topics. And I'm looking for sources that I think are going to be, I'm going to change this right here. So I clicked on, let me show you what I did. Options, because I want to use the limiters. I clicked on another box. I'm cutting. Oops. I'm pasting. I want college or university or higher education. And I'm cutting. I create another window or search box. I'm gonna cut that word and got my keywords here. And now I'm gonna put title. We want that in the title. We want this in the title. college or university or higher education. We'll leave that by itself, and I'll search for that. Ooh, didn't find anything. So I'm gonna go now to the academic databases. I'm gonna go to EBSCOhost. I clicked on the E's up here at the top. Click on EBSCOhost over here. I'll go through all databases. I'm going to put in academic success or academic achievement, etc. I'm going to put in time management. And I'm going to put, for both of these, I'm going to try the title at first, just so I don't waste time. Also going to click full text right here and peer reviewed. Search for that. Oh, you punk. Okay, we'll take off title for this part and put subjects. Come on. Okay, 3. Time management practices. Okay, here's one. Could be useful. Effects of time management practices on college grades. That looks like it would be more useful. I like to download so I can search it. I'll show you I'll show you a trick. I'm gonna open up the PDF. Abstract is gonna give us the overall information. But if we have the PDF open on a Mac, you can press Command F. On a PC, Control F to get a little search going. So we can search through it without having to read the whole thing. And then put in the words that we think will give us a sentence that will be, or a paragraph that will have information that we want. So let's say we want the word like success. Measure time management practices in the course of successfully using behavioral management techniques. That's not exactly what we want. Although high school success could have fostered, that's not what we want. Okay, so let's put in time management. And they're doing it with a hyphen, so okay. We want something specific. It says time management is good or defines time management for us. Just telling us the goals. Okay. What else did you find it? I'm using the little arrow to find it on other pages. Okay. I'm skimming these sentences real fast. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to, uh, um, we want to find the discussion. We look in the intro and we look in the discussion. We can skip methodology and we can skip the results even because those are stuff for experts. And so we want to go towards the end and usually it's gonna say discussion. Here we go. See, it says discussion. You know what? This sucks. I don't think this is gonna be useful. We believe that this similar response would follow. Oh my goodness. See, this is just such a vague sentence that I don't think it would be useful. You know, in sum, the present results show an encouraging relationship between time management, attitudes, and skill and grade point average. I'm going to say, for example, we find a better quote. I don't think this is a good quote, but I don't want to make this a super long video. So we're going to pretend that this is a good quote. I'm going to copy this quote. I'm going to go back over to here. I'm going to put a quotation mark. Oh, I love it when they do this. I take up that period because I want the page number. It's page 409. We could use this in the introduction, actually. We could absolutely use this quote in the introduction. Um, and so I'm going to go back to the source in the databases. Where was that? Here it is. A cool thing about the databases, this gives us a source that it comes from the databases. So that's one of our three that we need. We can click cite and it gives us the citation. We want APA 7. I think that'll copy it to the clipboard. It's two authors, Britton and Tesser. You can see that, and it's published in 1991. That's a little bit old, but I don't think time management, like fades as a thing. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go down here. I copied and pasted. I mean, I copied that reference. Now I have this later on. So for my references page, I'm gonna mark it off. It's different. And now I'm gonna put up here. This is how you would put it in your paper. Britton and Tesser, 1991, argue, or you could say according to, right? A period at the end of the sentence. We have the in-text citation to the author, authors, and year. We have the quote in quotation marks, and we have the page number. This is the information that we need for a good quote. We could use this in the intro and contrast it with another strategy. And then when we get to the reference page, look at that. We just have to copy and paste that instead of typing all this stuff out. So we found this source by starting off in a couple of places. We looked in Google and RefSeek for sources. The Google and RefSeek sources are probably not good themselves. It's on the open web. They could be written by experts and might not be, but they're not academic sources either. And so we want to find academic sources. We use them to find keywords like time management. Some stuff you already know in your mind. You don't have to look up time management, for example. And then we went to the academic databases and we went into Summon and EBSCOhost. We found this one at EBSCOhost and put in the keywords academic success or academic achievement and time management. Found this source, looked at it. I used it's called the Spotlight search, Command F or Control F for our keyword time management. And we found a quote that will work in the intro, probably not about a paragraph. Over in Google Docs, here's a source, what matters to student success, a review of literature. That's going to be good. Here's defining and measuring academic success. That would probably be good. I'm going to grab this. I'm going to look at this one first. It says it's a book. Okay, yeah, I remember. That's not a good source. Which factors best account for academic success? You could use this from Google Scholar. Here's what I would do though. I'm going to copy the title. I'm going to go over here. This is the Summon search. I'm going to see if Summon has this, an academic database, because then it will, boom. Then now we have two sources from the academic databases. We need three. Okay. Did it take us to the same page that the source would have taken us? It did. That's okay. This is from Dollinger. It's from four sources. Yeah, from three sources. Does this have a site? It does have a site. It has the shit. The bad citing. Pardon my French. I'm gonna do the same kind of thing. I'm gonna look for keywords. It says conscientiousness up here for keywords. I'm gonna grab that. But look, there's also personality, attendance, method, results. Do you have a discussion? Please have a discussion. Yes. Okay. I'm skimming through this. It's not great. So I'm gonna put in, I'm gonna look for another source. I'm skimming through here. Growth mindset, academic mindset, learning process. This has a bunch of stuff. So I'm going to put in growth mindset. Put up in growth. Where's okay. It didn't give me like a sentence um, that I could use, but it brought me down to success characteristics. Um, this is where um, here's a good quote. They're quoting Duckworth. That's going to be growth mindset. Some of you might know this stuff from other classes. Um, it says measures of self-discipline are far more predictive of positive academic outcomes than our measures of IQ. This is totally true. Um, this is going to be something that I could use in the intro as well. I'm going to copy. You know what, though? What I'm going to do is I'm going to look for this source in the academic databases. So see if we can find it in Summon. Nope, that's not the same source. We cannot. That's okay. It's a good online source. International Journal of Process. You know what I bet? I wonder. I'm gonna try something. EBSCO. Do we have EBSCO open? Yes, we do. Let's try another search and see if it's an EBSCO host. And change this to title. And then, you punk. It's okay. All right. It's because it's not gonna let us cite it here. Do we get this from Google Scholar? Hold on. Okay, so I'm gonna get my title. I'm gonna get my authors. It's Apple, Duncan, and Ellis. It's 2016, right? It does have page numbers. We went down towards the end. It's above the references or appendix. Wait, it's after, is it? Yeah, it's above this. I was skimming. You gotta, I'm doing that because of time. You might want to just basically, like with a lot of academic articles, you read the introduction because that will give you a lot of good information. And sometimes you'll get good quotes. And then also you skip down towards the end. It's often a section called the discussion or conclusion or conclusions. That they have conclusion over here, but we found a good quote that we could use in the intro. I don't want to show you how to do a quote within a quote right now, a quote within another source, but it says they claim that measures of, we can just say, we're gonna have to type this out. Measures of self-discipline are far more predictive of positive academic outcomes. Of that. I want to make sure that we get this exactly right. Measures of self-discipline are far more predictive of positive academic outcomes. Was it measures of IQ? I'm going to double check because I don't want to, then measures of IQ. Quotation mark. I'm going to put the page number. See, sometimes the page number is up at the top. Sometimes it's at the bottom. This is 76. And I forgot, but I know it's like according to Apple, something and Ellis, right? Let's double check. Duncan and Ellis. Duncan was with an A. And we want the year. I remember it was 2016. We got the quote, measures of self-discipline are far more predictive of positive academic outcomes than measures of IQ. I'm going to double check that because I don't want to get it wrong. 2016. Measures of self-discipline are far more predictive of positive academic outcomes. Predictive of positive academic outcomes than measures of IQ. Yep. And now let's see where do we get this? If it's Google Scholar, we should be able to cite it. Yes. Okay. This was the source right here. Wait, this was the source right here. So I'm going to go to Cite APA. So later on, I can just copy and paste that. This is not going to count as one of the academic database sources. Here's the other thing I'm going to add because it's from Google. It should do this. It's kind of uncool that they don't do this. I'm going to add the URL. I'm going to copy that, the web address, paste it there so that the reader, me, and your peers, when you do peer review, can click on that source and double check the quote. Well, we found two quotes. One comes from an academic database, and the method is what I wanted to teach, like that we use Google Scholar, RefSeq to find, in some cases, we can find an actual source, like in Google Scholar, but we use them to find keywords. And then we go to the academic databases, especially this first one, Summon, and we use keyword searches like academic achievement and growth mindset or academic, right? I don't want to waste any more time, but like academic achievement and whatever these other the other information that we found was time management, right? Study habits, um, relationships with professors, right? Stress management, that's important. And we look for information in the academic databases based on this. We might be able to use this source, like as one of our sources, but we want to privilege sources that come from experts. And so we look for sources in Google Scholar and the academic databases, and we need 3 from the academic databases for everything to be for you to get like full credit for the source requirement in SA1, and SA2 I think is higher. But those are some of my tricks along with Command F or Control F to find keywords. It takes more time than this, but to make this video manageable, I'll stop here and wish you the best of luck and encourage you that as you do searches to reach out to me through the Canvas inbox whenever you have a question. All right. Good luck. I am genuinely excited to see what you find in your research.